All right, welcome to the Unit 2 test review for Algebra, second semester. Remember that the Part 2 test, you need to do it first. It unlocks access to the Part 1 test. And this Part 2 test has 3 questions. Make sure you scroll down through the entire document and complete all 3 questions. All right, so let's jump into it. You'll need to be able to solve some kind of an equation like this. Remember, we talked about cross multiplying, so 3 times 8 is equal to 24, equals 2 times the quantity x plus 1, which is the same thing after we distribute as 2x plus 2. If we subtract 2 from both sides, we'll get 22 is equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2 to isolate x. 2 divided by 2 gives us x. 22 divided by 2 gives us 11. You can substitute it back in to check your work if you would like. If what I did quickly here is confusing to you, please come by live help and we can go through it slower and I can explain the steps. All right. Be able to convert percents to decimals and decimals to percents. So if we have 5.2, what would that be as a percent? We move the decimal 2 places to the right. 5.2 is the same thing as 520%. What about 0.027? What would that be as a percent? We move the decimal place 2 places. It is 2.7%. What would 3% be as a decimal? We move the decimal 2 places, 0.03. Again, if you have questions, send me a K-mail, stop by Life Help. What is 32% of 49? Whenever you see the word of, think multiply. Whenever you see an is, think of equals. So basically, what x 0.32 times 49. What is what we want to know is 32% of 49. 0.32 times 49 is equal to 15.68. 32% of 49 is 15.68. 51%, so 0.51 of what number is x is, that's our equals, 29. 0.51x is equal to 29. Divide both sides by 0.51 and we get x is equal to 56.86. Again, if what I'm doing quickly here is confusing, please stop by Live Help. This is just intended to be a review. 16 is, translates as an equal sign, what percent? That's what we're looking for. X of, that means we're going to multiply, 123. So 16 is equal to 123x. We want to get x all by itself, so we'll divide by 123. 123 divided by 123 is 1. 16 divided by 123 is equal to 0.13, which translates to 13%. 16 is 13% of 123. Okay, you'll be faced with a problem like this. A ratio of numbers is 5 to 7, and they add up to 72. If you want detailed information about how to work these problems, please look at the Class Connect recording. 5x plus 7x is equal to 72. 5x plus 7x is equal to 12x. Divide both sides by 12 and we get x is equal to 6. That's not our answer. That's that multiplication factor that we need to plug back into our numbers here. So 5 times x, now that we know x equals is 6, the first number is 30. 5 times 6 equals 30. The second number, 7 times x, or 6. 7 times 6 is equal to 42. Our two numbers are 30 and 42. If we have a ratio 3 to 27, you need to be able to simplify it. What is a whole number other than 1 that would be able to be divided into both of these evenly? Obviously 2 won't work, but 3 will. 3 divided by 3 goes in there 1 time. 27 divided by 3 goes in there 9 times. The simplified ratio is 1/9. Okay, if I drove 152 miles on 8 gallons of gas, how far can I expect to go on a full tank of 15 gallons? This classic way to set up for proportions and cross multiplying. The trick is to make sure you get the same units being compared to the same things in the same place. So 152 miles per 8 gallons is equal to, over here we'll have to have miles on the top and gallons on the bottom. We have 15 gallons, that goes on the bottom. How far? Those are our miles. We don't know that. So we've got miles to the gallon, miles to the gallon. We're good. Now we can drop those M's and G's if we want to work the problem by cross multiplying. Basically, we'll get 2,280 is equal to 8x. Divide by both sides by 8. And we get x is equal to 19. Oh, that's not right. That's 285. Sorry, I was looking at another note. 285. Yes. 2,280 divided by 8 is equal to 285. We should be able to go to 285 miles on 15 gallons of gas. Okay, it's your favorite, percent of change. Remember, percent of change is equal to the amount of change over the original amount. Your lesson materials have 3 or 4 different formulas or equations. They're all variations on this same theme. So look for those consistencies. Know that in essence they are all percentage of change is equal to the amount of change over the original amount. So in June my sunflower was 18 inches tall. That's my original amount. Let's plug it in where it goes. In September, it was 79 inches tall. That means it grew from 18 clear up here to 79. How much did it grow? How much did it change? How do we calculate that? Yeah, we don't want what its total height was, but how much it changed. 79 minus 18 will get us that amount of change. All right. Oh, excuse me. So this ends up being percent is equal to 61 over 18. And if you divide that out, you get 3.388888. Okay? That is not the percent, that is the decimal. It's not a 3% change. We need to move the decimal 2 places. It has a 338% change. And remember, when you're dealing with this, always do a gut check. It grew probably almost 4 times, going from 8, if we round 20 inches to 80 inches. Is this about 4 times? Yeah. So we know we did it correctly. All right. You will have at least one of these that has the simple interest problems, and I should have changed those to lowercase. All right. If I invest $5,600, that's our principal. Let's plug it in where it goes. So instead of writing P, I'll write 5,600. At a simple interest rate of 5%, there's our R. Now we don't plug in 5, we need to change it to a decimal. And 5% is the same thing. We move the decimal 2 places, 0.05. And our time is 4 years. If you multiply those all together, you get 1,120. Okay. Alright, I just had to take care of something really quick. Okay, I'm planning to have a party, and I need to plan how many refreshments to get for this party. If I estimate that 2 people will eat 5 cookies, how many cookies should I get if 65 people come to the party? It's another proportion problem like we did before. 2 people for 5 cookies. That will equal 65 people. We got to put the people in the same place for X cookies. We don't know how many cookies. That's what we want. People to cookies, people to cookies. We're good. We could have gone cookies to people, cookies to people. That would have been okay as long as they were consistent on both sides. Alright, now we can cross multiply and solve. That gives us 2x. 5 times 65 gets us 325. Divide both sides by 2 and we get x is equal to 162.5 cookies. If I were shopping, I would round up and get 163 cookies and eat the extra one. Okay, again, I'm just quickly going over these. If you have questions, if I've gone fast, please watch the Class Connect recordings where I can take a little more time. Stop by Live Help, send me a KML question. All right, the very last one. I just bought the Blu-ray of Frozen for $19.99 on Amazon. Amazon said that it was at a 15% discount off the original price. How much was the original price? It's our old friend, percent of change is equal to the amount of change over the original amount. So let's plug in what we know. We know the percent, but we're not going to put it there. We got to put it as a percentage. As a decimal. What was the original amount? We don't know. What was the amount of change? Well, it was some amount up here and it decreased to $19.99. So what is our amount of change? X minus $19.99. Now we can cross multiply and solve. When we do so, we get 0.15x is equal to x minus $19.99. I'm going to subtract 0.15x from both sides and add $19.99 to both sides. That will give me $19.99 is equal to x minus 0.15x, or $19.99 is equal to 0.85x. Now we just need to divide both sides by 0.85. I've run out of room, but believe me that when you do that, you find out that x is equal to $23.52. The original price for the DVD was $23.52. Okay, that was pretty fast. I had my 15-minute time limit I was bumping up against. So if you have any questions, please, please, please review the Class Connect recordings. Stop by Live Help. Send me a KML message. As I say, I can only quickly go through a similar problem type to everything you see on the test, but you're more than welcome to pause it wherever you need it and send me questions. Good luck on that test on Friday. You'll do fabulous.